Good evening to all my artists out there. Yes, I'm talking to all of you. Everyone's an artist in their own way. Today we will be talking about artistic style and what that means, where to find it, and how important it is to today's artists. My name is Julianne Rhodes. I am a sophomore at Texas Tech and originally a music education major, but just recently decided that I would be better fit for the School of Art as a graphic design major. I have had my fair share of performances and recently started to commission artwork, and I noticed that there has been a common factor between the two, and that is being clueless on what my personal artistic style should be. Finding my style of singing has never been as important to me as finding my style in digital art. So today, we're going to focus more on graphic design than other forms of art. Nevertheless, the conclusions we find in our research can also be applied to all forms of art, like writing, music, and dance. The social media app we all know and love as TikTok is where I first asked myself the question, should I be searching for a style? After seeing many comments on posts asking how the artist made their art look a certain way, it was very apparent that I was not the only one struggling to find my look. After doing a search online, my next big question was, do I need a style in my art if I'm going to make a name for myself one day? Looking at the top of the screen, we see suggested people including Salvador Dali, Andy Warhol, Pablo Picasso, Bob Ross, and many others. It doesn't take a trained eye to recognize the distinct characteristics in each of their works. But what made them choose those characteristics in the first place? The website artisfun.com explains, artworks that have certain features in common are considered to have the same style. Sometimes this means that they are part of the same movement, but not always. The concept of movements in art is usually linked to a specific time and sometimes place in history. For instance, there are painters today who still paint in an impressionistic manner, embracing the concepts that first founded Impressionism in the 19th century. However, because they are contemporary artists who are inspired by the Impressionists, they are not really part of the original Impressionist movement, as it exists in historical terms. Although art styles can be resurrected from the past, the movement itself is still anchored in its original position on the art history timeline. Within all this, each artist has his or her own personal art style, which is developed throughout his or her lifetime. An artist's style can change and adapt as the artist grows as both an artist and as a person. Beginning artists often emulate the styles of artists that they admire. At first, this can be beneficial in order to get one's feet wet. It will help develop an understanding of how to create different types of art. However, it is very important that beginning artists focus on developing their own style and find their own unique way of expression. An artist's personal style usually progresses as the artist gains more confidence through experience, expands their database of knowledge, and requires more skill with the materials. So, although an artist's style will likely be categorized into terms that were coined hundreds of years ago, like pointillism, impressionism, surrealism, etc., each artist will always have a unique style of their own. Now, with how many creators there are constantly posting their work on social media, it's easy to feel like it would be impossible to create anything that will stand out from the crowd. It's just a matter of practice, experimentation, and time. Every artist needs to give themselves time to figure out what they enjoy creating the most, and time for others to discover them. This starts by showing others your work, even the ones you aren't proud of. I can guarantee that there is someone out there searching for art that only you can do. Your connections could take days or it could take years, but if you find your style, you should never give up trying to share it with the world.